What's going on YouTube? It's Brett James back again with another video, and today, man, I got a special guest with me, Jnunn, hopping on the channel as well. We're going to be discussing James Harden and Giannis as well. The rumors with the Rockets wanting to move on from James Harden and Giannis signing that new Supermax deal. But hey, I'm going to link to my boys' TikTok and Instagram down below. He posts content on the daily on both platforms as well, and I'm going to link to my Instagram and my TikTok as well. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe down below. It only takes a second and it helps me and the channel out a lot. But let's stop wasting time, man. Let's hop right into this video though. Jnunn, bro, my guy, I gotta know, man. So we've seen the rumors of Harden wanting out, bro. We've seen him missing some time in practice, but we did see him come back in that preseason and play some limited minutes, man. I want to know what you got going on about Harden. What you thinking, man?
Okay, so I think the Rockets look good, and I'm surprised he want to leave because I feel like John Wall, if John Wall and Boogie healthy, I feel like John Wall will be able to just adapt to that more off-ball role better than Russell Westbrook. And like if you seen Boogie in the preseason, he looked pretty good, man. He looked healthy. John Wall looked healthy too. You got Christian Wood too. That's a lot of weapons. Like if you put out a starting five, John Wall, James Harden, PJ Tucker, Christian Wood, and Marcus Cousins, that's gonna be hard to deal with. But he went out, so I don't know. I'm thinking the Bucks is the best option for him. Just team up with Giannis. You looking at me like you crazy?
Okay, I think you're crazy, but go on. I want to hear you.
Man, it's just like Giannis and Harden, bro. If you got Giannis and Harden, you got that pick and roll action, and you surround him with some shooters, that's gonna be tough to guard.
Okay.
Giannis has that Shaq-like dominance, but he needs like his Kobe or his D Wade to get over the hump, and Harden would provide that for him.
Okay. I don't think the Bucks would so much be the best fit. I think Harden and Giannis would be absolutely prolific, right? I think they could run a nice pick and pop game, nice pick and roll game, play the fast break well. They both kind of high tempo players, but I mean, to get Harden, my bad. Harden,
I don't know. You'd have to. I think you start off with Chris Middleton and DiVincenzo.
You can get rid of Middleton.
If Harden wants out, then his value automatically drops. So I'm thinking like Chris Middleton, DiVincenzo, and like some picks. See if that works.
I mean, I think that's a fair statement. I think Middleton actually would fit nicely in Houston with Wall and Boogie.
Yeah, sure.
You know, that would give Wall a lot more space instead of Harden just playing the ISO ball and Wall standing in the corner when he's not like known for three-point shooting. So I get that, and I get that trade scenario. I still think Philadelphia is the most realistic scenario because I don't see Brooklyn trading for him. We haven't really heard much about Brooklyn, but I mean, look, I think if the Sixers can give away Ben Simmons, get Harden in return, and then obviously you have other assets like picks and stuff because you're going to have to give up the world to get James Harden. Bro, Harden and Embiid would fit seamlessly together, assuming Embiid's healthy. You know, and I think Doc Rivers and obviously Daryl Morey now in Philadelphia, his former GM, I think that is a perfect fit.
That's a nice fit. That would be like my second favorite
yeah, fit. And I get the Bucks thing, but here's where I'm going to also kind of nitpick at what you were saying. You were saying, like, you know, Giannis needs, even with his Shaq-like dominance, that guard to kind of, like, create his own offense. I'd seen you saying Chris Middleton, like, in the fourth quarter, because Giannis is predictable when it comes to crunch time basketball.
Yeah.
He wants to drive the lane and bully ball, and that works sometimes. But when it comes to half-court offense, like, you need that ISO guard to go and get his own shot. And that's why we needed Middleton to be that, but that's why they got Drew Holiday. But you still kind of need one more guy. That's why they tried to get Bogdanovich before that trade fell through, and then he went to Atlanta. So yeah. I think what Milwaukee could realistically do is, man, go out and just trade for another, like, scoring option, kind of like how the Jazz did with Clarkson last year. Get him off the bench, give you a nice 15 to 20 points per game, another guard in the backcourt to create that own offense to spread the floor. I think that's a more realistic scenario and a lot more affordable than the Bucks taking on that Harden contract.
Yeah. And
trying to acquire Harden, you know?
Yeah, they need that bucket getter off the bench who can score all three levels, create their own shot, and just like, they might go off for 20, 25 on any given night. Like a Jordan Clarkson type player would be nice on that team.
I think that's what they're banking on DiVincenzo to be, but he's not quite that yet. You know what I'm saying? Like he's okay. Like that's at best.
He's like more of a 3-and-D guy. It seems like and just an energy player. Like I don't really see him like creating his own shot that much, trying to like get buckets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like a more so of a Jordan Clarkson type player.
That's more than you, like a Lou Will, a Jordan Clarkson kind of guy. You know, and I think that's a lot more realistic.
Honestly, Alonzo Trier is not even signed, and I gotta bring him up. Like that man is nice. That man is nice. Why do the Bucks not sign him, bro? He can score at all three levels. Like he has everything in his bag, like scoring wise. So Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah,
he on the King.
Dude, the Knicks, dude, look, they should have taken Halliburton. Thank you. I couldn't think. Obviously, they got Nita Keela and then Elfrid Payton. Bro, why did they not re-sign Alonzo Trier, bro? I'm going to kind of bank off what you said because the Bucks should sign him. He's a bucket getter. All you need him is 15, 20 minutes to come in and give you some productivity, man. And that's exactly what he's going to give you. Yeah, and you think about it. You put him with a good coach like Budenholzer or Ty Lue or, you know, Frank Vogel. Bro, he was playing with David Fizdale, and he's putting up numbers. Like, come on. You give this man a good team where he's not, like, the best player on the Knicks, and you put him on a decent team with guys like Giannis and other superstars, bro, this man's still going to go out there and give you 15, 20. So I think that's realistic, too.
Yeah. But the way, like, I see it with the Bucks is like, okay, so you got Giannis. Giannis, he's usually going to keep you in the game most of the time just off his hustle, his energy, like just how dominant he is. But, like, in the fourth quarter, bro, like I was saying on that one post I had, like, the ball has to be in Chris Middleton's hands. Like, that's your best shot creator. And, like, we saw it. The only game that the Miami Heat or the Bucks won against the Miami Heat was when Giannis was out, and they kept it close the whole game, and they gave the ball to Chris Middleton to create and hit.
And he was hitting them.
And he was hitting them. So, like, that's what I was saying. Like, that's their best chance at, like, just beating the Nets. Even though I'm still gonna pick the Nets to come out.
I pick the Nets like 5 or 6 to beat them.
But, like, that's their best chance.
Yeah.
Or even Jrue Holiday is not a bad option for that. Like, I'm not even going
Holiday is a lot better than George Hill and Bledsoe right now. I don't have a problem with Giannis signing a $228 million deal, the biggest in NBA history. This man's trajectory is headed towards a Hall of Fame career, right? Probably one of the most dominant players of all time. But the issue I have with this is, like, why did he sign a 5-year deal? Like, let's just look at this soberly. You know, he's in Milwaukee. Big name free agents are not coming to Milwaukee, even with Giannis. They're gonna have to. The organization's gonna actually have to trade for these players, and it's gonna be hard to still pair up Giannis with, you know, like the Clippers did with Paul George. Kawhi's like, hey, I'm not coming to LA unless you get me Paul George. They got to go out and trade for him, and they gave up everything to get Paul George. You know, so that's where the Bucks organization is gonna have to come in and still build a team around Giannis, man, because they're not coming to Giannis. You know, free agents aren't gonna sign a max deal in Milwaukee. You know, so that's the problem I have with it, because if he wants out, let's say after 3 years, because I think the Bucks will still be competitive every year or be a finals contending team with Giannis. The problem is, let's say 2-3 years from now, they don't still win a ring. Bro, Giannis should have signed a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1. Give him that player option, and then he has a little more flexibility and wiggle room, and that then puts more pressure on the organization to then come back and say, okay, now we got to try to re-sign him, or, oh, now we got to go trade for another all-star. Like, constantly put a team around him. That's where I have a problem with it. So I want to know what you think about that whole Giannis situation.
I agree with you too, because like you said, like, they're gonna have to do it through trade, because they always gonna be contending. So you're not gonna get a good draft pick, and you're not gonna build through there. No one's gonna want to come to Milwaukee. So you either gotta somehow get a major steal in the draft, or you gotta make a trade for a star somehow. And hopefully, like, I feel like it should be sooner than later. Like, if they don't get over the hump this year, Chris Middleton and, like, DiVincenzo, you got to, like, try to package them with some picks and try to go get some elite guard. That's what you got.
They should do that this year.
Hey, they should have done that this year.
But the problem with all of that is I don't foresee Middleton with Giannis on the floor being, like, fourth quarter, 5 minutes to go, balls in your – Bradley Beal would be perfect.
Bradley
perfect.
I was saying that, bro. I was saying that, like, before the season even started, I was like when they got eliminated from the playoffs, I was like, you got to go give everything you have to go get Bradley Beal. Not like everything, but, like, give a good amount to go get Bradley Beal, because Bradley Beal on offense, there's nothing he really can't do. Like,
he's doing it all, everything.
Yeah. He would be an amazing closer in the playoffs. He has a game built for the playoffs.
Yeah,
sure.
And even a guy like, that's why I would pick the Nets too, like Karis LeVert. I mean, similar to Middleton, but LeVert's better. Like, I know LeVert doesn't probably get the status of a Chris Middleton, because Middleton's a former All-Star. but Karis LeVert will go out there and drop 50 on you. I hope the Bucks can go out there and get something. I don't see them doing it though. I don't see them contending, man. Like, because like I say, even in the next couple of years, even if they don't get over the hump and they don't win the finals, which even if they made the finals, I don't see them beating LeBron. I don't see them beating Kawhi or whatever team comes out of the West, you know. So it's tough, man. I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about Giannis, like, in that whole situation. But I'm happy for him as a person and as a player. Otherwise,
yeah. I mean, I want to see dude just do good because, like, I just like how he just a dog. Like, he goes out there every night. He brings it. Like, he's like Westbrook too. Like, I mess with Westbrook's mentality, but they just don't they don't got the skill set to just get his ship right now. And if Giannis don't got the skill set, he needs to get another co-star who has that skill set to close games in the playoffs and, you know, do all that. And like I said about Chris Middleton, like, he's their best option, like we was talking about, but like he's not closing no game over a team with Kyrie and KD. Like, that's not happening. No. Yeah, that's not happening.
And I think the Bucks can look at this team right now and be like, all right, we got a solid team. Like, we got Giannis, we got Kawhi or Chris Middleton, we got DiVincenzo, Lopez, Drew Holiday. But do we actually think this team is going to win the finals? No. So go out there and make the move. Like, do it. Like, I think everyone knows, even Bucks fans would probably say, like, this team is not winning the chip right now. Yeah. So unless Giannis gets a bag in a season, if he gets a bag, like, he's shooting 30-35% from three, like, pulling up, then the man's unguardable. Like, then you're not stopping him. If he's coming off screens and he's pulling up from the top of the key, you're not stopping that.
And then, like, even if he does get somewhat of a bag and he does that in the regular season, doing that in the regular season versus doing it in the playoffs with a lot of pressure, it's totally different, bro.
They collapse on that.
It might take him like 2-3 years to get comfortable doing that in the clutch in the playoffs. Like, it's just not that easy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's all fair, man. I just don't know how I'm feeling really, honestly, about, like, the Bucks situation going forward. Not because that wasn't the right thing to do. Like, I just think Giannis needs more flexibility, you know, because he's literally going to be tied down for the next 5 years unless he requests a trade out for a couple of years.
Yeah, I feel like there's no way he's getting through those 5 years without requesting a trade. Like, I think he's going to end up, like, trade me. Like, I need a ship.
All right, when are you thinking? How many years into this contract? After the third year, I think he requests
After three.
Because he's not winning a chip this year, at least with the roster right now. He ain't winning a chip this year, especially with KD and Kyrie healthy. KD and Kyrie still going to be there the next year. I'm still saying they're not winning then. That'll be his absolutely, like, last, like, chance in Milwaukee with.
And also the thing is that's not good about this 5-year thing is that the next 5 years are going to be Giannis's best years, and his game is not going to age well because it's based off straight athleticism, strength, physicality, not no real skill set. And, like, the players who are the most skilled, they games age well. Like, they play late. But Giannis, I feel like, I don't even know, like, after 30, 32, 33, he's not finna be
He's not gonna be as dominant.
Like, he's like, what, 25 now?
25 right now. He's 25 right now.
So I say like 5 years of this dominance, and then.
But I give him 5 years of this pure dominance, unless he starts shooting 35% from three, and he can not have to drive the lane every time. I think that's when his career will actually be a little bit more, and he can have a little bit longer.
Yeah, like, at least, or like get a post fadeaway or something, like a consistent.
It's not happening, bro. He's not coordinated enough, not like that. Like, it's not because he's honestly a point forward, but he's still a center.
Yeah, facts.
Like, he's running the point guard, but he's still a center, though.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why a guy like CJ McCollum, perfect fit. I think.
Bro, I would rather have CJ than Middleton easily.
Easily, bro. CJ ISO and kill you. CJ could be a number one, honestly.
Yeah.
But CJ a killer.
Yeah, for sure. Like, against Denver in 2019 in those playoffs, he was killing the Nuggets. He was closing games. He was the best player in that series, I think. Seeing CJ come up big in a lot of playoff games. So CJ, man, like, I'll throw them Chris Middleton in the first round of the year. CJ, I don't care.
Easily, man. And thing is with Portland too, man. We'll go off on a little bit of side tangent before we kind of wrap this up. Portland's kind of been in the same situation too, man. Like, Dame's not the same player as Giannis, but they're both franchise players. They're still one of the top 10 players in the NBA. But Portland's never going to get that free agent. Like, they're going to have to go out there and trade. And that's the problem with the Trailblazers front office, man. They ain't never pulled the trigger and kind of risked it all and to get Dame that real help. Like, Nurkic and Collins and all these boys are good. Hood, I mean, I know they got Melo, but they never, like, made that move. I was like, damn, like, Portland's going to be a top team in the West. Even when they made the conference finals, even though they're always right there making the playoffs, like, we never took them as, like, they're going to be on that finals level.
Yeah, I feel like you at least need 2 superstars now, at least.
And thing is with CJ, like, it's not because that backcourt ain't good. Like, that's the best backcourt healthy right now.
Yeah, right now.
Right now, CJ and Dame are the best backcourt, easily. Portland's got to do something too, man. Like, they've just been running the same team back for the last 5 years, bro. They just ain't getting it done.
They tried to get some wing defenders this year, like you got Robert Covington, Derrick Jones Jr., because their defense was terrible last year. Their offense is never a problem. It's just their defense. And Rodney Hood's coming back. He's a good defender. So, like, but it's still, like, it's just the same thing over and over again. It's like there's no real improvement, bro.
And that's what I'm saying.
I just don't know who they would, like, who could they look for? Like, who would they need?
I don't even know, man. Like,
I
think they need, like, a good, like, because they don't even need a center like that. You know, like, they could use a serviceable center like a Nurkic, you know, like a Hassan Whiteside at one point. They just need, like, a Gallinari, like a Gordon Hayward, but cheaper. Like, just a nice forward that could just give you 18, 20. That's it. Like, they don't need that much. Like, I think a good wing player, like if Batum back when he was kind of more in his prime in Portland with guys like Aldridge and stuff, you need a guy like that, you know, and I think that would have been better because Melo's not that player anymore. He's still good, but Melo ain't what he was, like he was in New York and Denver. So Portland definitely needs to pull the trigger too, man. They've been running the same team for 5 years, bro.
Yeah.
Harry Stott's still the same coach. They ain't changed nothing, bro. It's just give the ball to Dame, get the hell out of the way.
But, hey, that's it for this video. I want to thank my guy, Jnunn, coming on to the show. I'm going to get him on, hopefully a lot more for future videos to come as well. Like I said, make sure you guys go follow his socials and my socials as well on Instagram and TikTok. I'm going to link to those down in the description down below as well. And if you haven't already, make sure you like, share, and subscribe down below. It only takes a second, and it helps me and the channel out a lot. But that's it for this video. Thank y'all so much, and thank you, Jnunn, for coming on. That's it, boys. Peace.